Buying a used car in today's market? It feels less like shopping and more like walking through a minefield. One wrong step, and you're staring down thousands of dollars in unexpected repair bills. And the scariest part? Some of the cars most people trust, the ones with strong reputations, nice interiors, and tempting prices, are actually the most dangerous purchases you can make. That's right. Today, I'm going to break down the 5 used cars you should never buy. These vehicles aren't just occasionally problematic. They have well-documented patterns of failure. We're talking about engine seizing, transmissions dying out of nowhere, electrical nightmares, and repairs that can literally bankrupt a budget-conscious buyer. So if you're in the market for a used vehicle, stick with me. I'll explain which cars to avoid, why they're so risky, the real-world consequences owners face, and, most importantly, which better alternatives can actually save you thousands in the long run. Because when it comes to buying used, what you don't buy is often more important than what you do. Why brand reputation misleads buyers? Let's start with the truth most car buyers don't realize. Brand reputation doesn't guarantee reliability. For decades, we've all been told that Japanese cars are bulletproof, or European engineering is superior, and yes, some of that reputation is deserved. But the used car world has a way of revealing the cracks beneath the glossy marketing. Recent long-term data from Mannheim auctions, where hundreds of thousands of high-mileage vehicles are traded, shows a surprising reality. Some Japanese models actually have worse longevity than their American counterparts. And many European vehicles? They're almost guaranteed to develop expensive problems after 100,000 miles, no matter how carefully they've been maintained. This is where most buyers get burned. You see a nice-looking VW Jetta or Subaru Outback for a couple thousand less than a Toyota or Honda, and you think you've scored a deal. But what you've really bought is a ticking time bomb. And when the big repair hits, and it will, you'll realize the cheap option actually cost you far more than buying their liable model in the first place. So let's break it down. Here are the 5 categories of used cars you should avoid at all costs. Number 5, Volkswagen over 100K miles. We'll start with Volkswagen. On the surface, these cars are appealing. They look sharp, drive beautifully, and have interiors that feel more premium than their price tags suggest. You can pick up a used Jetta or Passat for thousands less than a Toyota Camry or Honda Accord. Sounds like a win, right? Wrong. Here's the problem. Volkswagens past 100,000 miles are notorious for oil leaks and electrical failures. We're not talking about little drips you can ignore. These are major leaks from main seals and valve covers that, if left unchecked, can literally destroy the engine. Independent mechanics report that VWs experience oil-related engine problems nearly twice as often as Japanese competitors of the same age. And the repair bills add up quickly. A simple seal replacement might run $800s, but if leaking oil damages other components, you're suddenly looking at $3,000 or more. And it doesn't stop there. VW electrical systems are equally infamous. Window regulators, cooling fans, fuel pumps all fail at rates way above the industry average. These failures don't just annoy you, they leave you stranded. Take the Jetta as an example. You might see a 2012 model with 110,000 miles for $7,000. Compare that to a Toyota Corolla of the same year for $9,000. The Jetta seems like a bargain. But over the next 3 years, data shows the Jetta owner will likely spend around $2,800 in unexpected repairs, wiping out any savings, and then some. And let's be real, most Americans don't have that kind of money sitting around. Surveys show 56% of households couldn't even cover an unexpected $1,000 bill without borrowing. So for many buyers, choosing a used VW isn't just a bad decision. It's a financial disaster waiting to happen. Number 4, CVT transmissions, especially Nissan. Next up, any vehicle with a CVT transmission, especially Nissans. Now, CVT stands for Continuously Variable Transmission. On paper, it sounds great. Smooth acceleration, better fuel economy, fewer moving parts. But in reality, CVTs have been one of the biggest reliability disasters of the past 2 decades. Nissan, in particular, partnered with Jatco to put CVTs in cars like the Altima, Sentra, Rogue, and Pathfinder. And transmission specialists call these some of the least reliable designs ever made. Here's the typical pattern. Around 80,000 to 100,000 miles, the car starts shuddering or hesitating. By 120,000 miles, the transmission is dead. No warning lights, no gradual decline. 1 week it feels fine, the next week you're stuck on the side of the road staring at a $4,000 repair bill. Even worse, the cost of replacing a CVT often exceeds the value of the car itself. So you're left with 2 bad choices: spend more than the car is worth fixing it, or walk away from the vehicle you're still making payments on. The Nissan Altima is the poster child for this problem. Consumer Reports actually gave many Altima model years good ratings when they were new. But long-term reliability data tells the real story. Transmissions failing between 60,000 and 120,000 miles at rates 3 times higher than normal automatics. This issue got so bad it sparked a class action lawsuit covering more than 3 million vehicles. Internal Nissan documents revealed the company knew about these design flaws years before fixing them. So here's the bottom line. If you're shopping used and see a Nissan Altima, Sentra, or Rogue at a tempting price, you need to walk away. No bargain is worth a transmission failure that can destroy your finances. Number 3, hybrids over 10 years old, except Prius. Third on the list, older hybrid vehicles, with one big exception, the Toyota Prius. Hybrids promised revolutionary fuel economy when they first hit the market. And in some cases, like the Prius, they've delivered. But most hybrids built before 2015? They've turned into money pits once they pass the 10-year mark. The main problem is the hybrid battery. These packs often fail between 8 and 12 years, with replacement costs ranging from $2,000 to $6,000. And because hybrid systems are so specialized, you usually can't go to your local mechanic. You're stuck paying dealer prices, often $150 an hour or more. Honda's early hybrids are some of the worst offenders. The Civic Hybrid and first-gen Insight use the IMA system, which has proven especially failure-prone. These cars might still get 40-plus mpg, but the second the battery dies, the vehicle's value collapses. Meanwhile, Toyota took a different approach. Data from taxi fleets, which push cars to their limits, shows Prius models routinely surpassing 300,000 miles on the original battery. That's why the Prius is the exception. But for nearly every other hybrid that's more than 10 years old, the math doesn't work. Let's run an example. A Civic Hybrid might save you $550 a year on fuel compared to a gas-only Civic. Sounds good. But if the battery fails, you're facing a $3,000-plus bill, so wiping out 5 years of fuel savings in one blow. This is why so many older hybrids end up at auction or salvage yards, even though the engine still runs fine. The repair costs simply don't make sense. Number 2, Kia and Amp, Hyundai with Theta 2 engines. Number 2 on our list might surprise you because Hyundai and Kia have been on a hot streak lately. Their designs look sharp, warranties are long, and they've been winning over buyers worldwide. But dig deeper, and there's a dark side. Specifically the Theta 2 engines found in models from 2011 to 2019, like the Hyundai Sonata and Santa Fe or the Kia Optima and Sorento. These engines are prone to catastrophic failure from manufacturing defects. Bearings wear prematurely, rods fail, and in many cases, the engine seizes with little or no warning. Sometimes owners hear a faint ticking sound and within 100 miles the engine locks up. Replacing one of these engines costs $5,000 to $6,000, often more than the car is worth. And the issue is widespread. NHTSA reports show over 8.4 million Hyundai and Kia vehicles recalled for engine problems since 2015. The situation got so bad the companies were hit with a $210 million civil penalty for failing to act quickly. And it's not just finances at risk. These failures have caused more than 3,000 documented fires and over 100 injuries. Some insurance companies even raise premiums for affected models due to the fire risk. For budget-conscious buyers, this is devastating. You might spend $12,000 on a used Sonata thinking you've scored a reliable deal. only to face a $5,500 engine replacement a year later. Bottom line? Until Hyundai and Kia's reputation for long-term reliability catches up with their marketing, it's safest to avoid these Theta 2 models entirely. Number 1, Subaru with head gasket issues. Finally, the number 1 used car you should never buy. Subaru models from 2001 to 2009 with the EJ25 2.5L engine. Subaru has built a cult following thanks to their all-wheel drive systems and rugged image. And to be fair, their cars are great in bad weather. But these specific model years, including the Outback, Forester, Legacy, and Impreza, suffer from one of the most infamous problems in automotive history: head gasket failures. These failures happen at rates nearly 5 times higher than comparable vehicles. And because Subaru uses a boxer engine design, repairs are far more expensive than normal. We're talking $1,800 to $3,000 to fix, even at independent shops. The worst part? The problem is nearly unavoidable. Mechanics estimate that 85% of Subarus from this era will need head gasket replacements before 150,000 miles. So what looks like a $7,000 bargain, Outback quickly becomes a $9,500 headache once you factor in the inevitable repair. That's why entire shops specialize in Subaru head gasket replacements. Demand is just that high. For buyers hoping to get AWD reliability on a budget, this is a cruel trap. Unless you can verify the head gaskets were already replaced with upgraded parts and have the paperwork to prove it, it's best to steer clear. Section 7, the financial reality of bad used cars. Here's the bigger picture. When these cars fail, it's not just about the repair bill. It's about everything else that comes with it. APA reports the average tow now costs over $120. If you're stranded, add $150 for lodging, $65 a day for a rental, and missed wages if you can't get to work. And let's not forget, 37% of Americans would struggle to cover even a $400 emergency expense. So when a $4,000 repair hits, many families are forced into debt, miss critical appointments, or even risk losing jobs due to lack of transportation. That's why avoiding these specific cars is so important. They don't just break. They break you. The better alternatives. So what should you buy instead? Thankfully, there are some fantastic used options that consistently deliver reliability, low ownership costs, and longevity. Toyota Camry, 2002 to 2006. A true workhorse with engines that routinely pass 300,000 miles. Honda CR-V, 2002-2006. Compact SUV with Civic-level reliability plus family-friendly space. Toyota RAV4, 2006-2012. Practical, safe, and capable of going 250,000 plus miles trouble-free. Toyota Corolla, 2003-2008. Cheap to run, cheap to fix, and easily lasts 300,000 miles. Honda Odyssey, 2006-2010. One of the few minivans with proven long-term reliability. Yes, these cars may cost $1,000, $2,000 more upfront. But consider that an insurance policy against repair bills that could bankrupt you later. Conclusion, at the end of the day, used car shopping is about playing defense. It's not about finding the fanciest features or the newest year you can afford. It's about avoiding the financial landmines that leave so many buyers stuck with worthless cars and maxed-out credit cards. So remember the 5 categories to avoid. Volkswagens over 100K miles, CVT-equipped vehicles, especially Nissans, hybrids over 10 years old, except Prius, Hyundai Kia with Theta 2 engines, and Subarus with notorious head gasket issues. Cut these from your shopping list, and you've already made one of the smartest financial moves you can make this year. Because when it comes to used cars, the cheapest option today can be the most expensive mistake tomorrow.